Hi guys, it's Dark Age Week here on beastsofwar.com and we have an amazing prize pool that must be won. First up, we have an amazing 1000 point 2-player starter bundle for you and me to get into the game, including 2 500 point armies, all the cards, tokens and templates you need to get into the game, and signed copies of the core rulebook and the Forsaken book. We then have 7 starter sets up for grabs, also including a signed copy of the core rulebook. As if that wasn't enough prizes for you, our Beasts of War members are in with a chance of winning 5 amazing spot prizes from some of the coolest comments this week. Hi guys, welcome to Dark Age Week here on beastsofwar.com. We're having another unboxing and it's one of the newer factions now. In fact, the newest faction currently, I believe. We have the Kukulkani in the studio, yes?
This would be our official newest faction, not counting resculpts or anything of that nature.
Alright, well, let's crack open the box because I really want to dive into this box because we've had a talk about who these guys are and the idea that they're bioengineered humans who were sort of kidnapped from Earth back in ancient times and now have been bioengineered to be super soldiers is very, very interesting to me.
It's
do we have? Yes, we have cards.
Have cards there.
So in the box we have a harvester. What do these guys do?
These are one of your like small baseline troops. These guys have a small ranged attack, and other than that, they're meant to go up there and harvest bioenergy for the more important members of the faction.
We then have our warriors. I'm guessing these are the guys that are just frontline troops, backbone of your forces, yeah?
Yep.
And we then have our war captain. So I'm guessing he's the one that they're wanting to get all of the bioenergy to get him powered up and in the game.
Yep. The more bioenergy he gets, aka the more things your guys kill, the stronger he will become.
Excellent, excellent. Well, let's get straight into it. So the first thing you have for me here is our little harvesters, yes?
Yes.
That's correct.
So we have our little female one, which is very lovely. Again, you can see that it is as if they have been plucked straight off Earth back in ancient times and they're wearing the exact same clothing types. Or did they actually change their society to meet the aliens?
No, these are actually, it's a mixture of newer technologies and the ancient traditions that they have.
Oh, I see, I see. So, very, very delicate little parts on these. So, I will advise take a little time with them when you're actually building them. That's the one thing I always find. I sometimes rush, and if I'm not careful, I've actually lost fingers off miniatures whenever I thought they were flash.
Yes, that's
It's shameful, so I'm telling you, be careful. Don't do what I did. Don't be a dummy. We then also have the other parts for our harvesters here. So what do we have here? 2 arms, and is this hair?
One of those would be a hairpiece, yes.
Part of a loincloth as well. Quite nice. Okay, so if we skate across, yep, there goes across to me.
next up. The war captain.
Ah, our war captain. Okay, so he's going to be very detailed. If you're a painter and you like working on flash tones and doing glow effects, this is going to be one of the ones for you. So we have his main body, and we can see that sort of tech organic feel to the skin on this. You know, yes, it looks like flash, but it doesn't look all the way flash, if that makes sense.
With that reinforced flesh look.
Yeah. We've got one of his arms with a large gauntlet on it. Is that a weapon?
That is a conduction gauntlet that he can actually use to fire out a beam of energy from.
We then have his main hand weapon, which is a very old school sword. I think I would actually do the blades on this in a jade color. I think might look very nice.
So that's based on the old Mayan weapons. Those would be obsidian blades that they latch into the stones right there.
Oh, I see, I see. So just take a little bit of flash off. It's very, very nice. We then have a nice big cape, and I like the fact that this is an optional piece, so you don't have to have this. So if you want to do them a little differently, you can leave it off. And we then have all of the little fetishes and his head on here. So it's a really, really nice mini. I want to actually take a chance and build these when you guys are away. See how they turn out. Because I have been experimenting with a lot of different ranges these days. So I think this might be my next experiment. Yeah, so
Cool.
If I do, I'll bring it onto a weekender and let you see.
Excellent.
So if you pass the warriors.
Okay, here we go.
So,
Here are the basic bodies there.
So main bodies, if you get the rest just over beside me, I'll pull them into shot. So we have our first guy here, who is missing a leg. I assume that's somewhere around here. Yes,
there we
here
go.
we are.
I knew I had it somewhere.
So he's got a nice running pose to it. Again, I love the dynamism that you guys have captured in some of these miniatures. We have this guy who's in two halves, so lower half, upper half, looking more than a little angry. And we have another one who seems to be in a more at the ready pose. So if we move the bodies out of the way, we'll have a look at some of the weapons. So we have a mace, I believe.
Yep.
And two of those old style swords. Now I like the fact that this isn't quite so clean as the other one. This looks a little bit more worn, broke down and battered, which is a very nice effect. And then we have the other one that's the same again. So you've got that little bit more of a gap in the teeth. You've then got all of the shields and stuff. How are these guys on defense? Are they very strong whenever it comes to taking a charge?
They're about average across the board as far as stats go. So they've got an okay defense and okay offensive capabilities. They're middle of the road in almost all regards. They're your basic footline troop.
And then we have all of the little bits.
All the extra fetish bits.
Yeah, all the little fetishes and all of the little tassels and stuff that they're going to have hanging off them. Maybe a small animal skull here and there, just if they're feeling frisky. Right, so this faction, overall, for a beginner, how would you rate it?
As far as playstyle wise, I would say these guys are more of a 6.5, 7 out of 10. These guys are definitely going to be on the higher end of getting to play right. Not to say they're overly complicated, but just it will probably take you a few games to really get down, okay, this is what I need to do, because the forces are really about your key central piece here and understanding the best way to use your other models to empower him.
Okay, so this is more of the thinking man's starter force.
Yes.
So if you want a little bit of a challenge whenever you're coming to the world.
Yep, this would be a perfect one for you if you like strategy and just kind of, knowing how to maneuver and things of that nature.
Very cool. Right, well, we've got some painted versions on screen. So we've got our war captain and we've got our warriors. I love this dark turquoise that you've got going on with these guys. It gives them a really, really alien feel to them. And whenever you actually get to the harvesters, seeing them very quickly and easily denote it as something else. In the background, the harvesters, are they more of a soulless, zombie type thing? Because they sort of have that look where they're not sentient.
The harvesters are the first step in the Kukulkani's kind of evolutionary cycle that they do when someone is just coming from being a almost basic human. So they're very crude. They're very, basic. They're still sentient. They still have their own tasks to do, but that basically they've not used any of the good powers or tech or enhancements to actually make these guys better. Just the most basic thing they can give them.
Ah, right. So this is Kukulkani stage 1.
Yes.
And then our warriors, would they be stage 2?
They're stage 2. They're slightly elevated above these guys.
Yeah. All right. Well, I like the look of them. I like the idea of them. They look like a fantastic painting challenge for anybody out there. You're really going to have fun with these.
Yep.
What would you say for yourself, Dave? Do you like them, or are you going to stick with your outcasts?
For the moment, I'm going to stick with my outcasts, but I do like them. I've never been a huge fan of aliens in games, but
they're sort of human aliens.
They are. They've got that human element which is drawing me in, and I love the story, the life cycle. You're born, you live, you die.
Yeah.
Your energy is used again. That story there is just fantastic. That's what grabs me for the Kukulkani.
Yeah.
They would be my alien faction of choice.
Alien-ish.
Alien-ish.
You're not going all the way into aliens just yet.
No.
All right, well, guys, tell you what. Drop us a comment below. Are the Kukulkani for you? Do you like the look of them? Do you like the idea of how their faction plays? Drop us a comment below. We'll see you in the next video.